Hi everyone, welcome to lesson number 5. My name is Oliver and I'm the instructor of this course where I teach you the fundamentals of the English language and basic grammar. I hope that you're all ready to begin because today we're going to be looking at new words, verbs, and expressions. On top of that, I'm also going to be teaching you how to ask basic questions in English. So are you ready to begin? Now let's go ahead and look at these words here. These words are do, don't, does, and doesn't. Do, don't, does, and doesn't all come from the verb to do in English. Okay, so this is the verb to do. Now, let's go ahead and conjugate this verb. How do you think we conjugate this verb in English? Well, first of all, we have I do. Okay, so we're just going to take this part. We're going to take do and we're going to say I do. And then we're going to say you do, okay, with do, you do. He, she, it does, okay, does. We do, okay, we do, do, and they do. So again, I do, you do, he does, she does, it does, we do, and they do. Okay, now I want you to notice that there is only one change in the third person singular form. It is he, she, it does. Okay, so that's the only change with this verb to do. All right, now if we are going to say this in the negative form, we would say I do not. Okay, so we take do and we add the word not, N-O-T. I do not, okay? Or you could say I don't, D-O-N apostrophe T. I don't, okay? I don't is a contraction of the form do not. A contraction is when it is shortened. So instead of saying do not, we can just contract it like this, make it shorter and shorter, and say don't. I don't. Okay, I do not, I don't. In fact, you guys are going to notice that there are many contractions in the English language. For example, instead of saying I am, okay, I am, we can say in English, we can say I'm. Okay, I'm. And instead of saying he is, she is, or it is, you can say he's, she's, and it's. All right, so these are called contractions, and there's really no differences between these meanings, you know, between the full form and the contracted form. There is no difference per se, but the abbreviated form is usually a bit more informal, and it's commonly used in spoken English when you're talking to family, when you're talking to friends, or just anybody in general. We use the full form especially in documents or in the news, or sometimes you'll hear politicians using the full form. It is more formal. So I suggest that you keep an eye out for these shortened forms like don't, for example, because you're going to be seeing them a lot more in these lessons. Remember, we have 50 lessons, and you're going to see these contracted forms throughout this whole series. So let's get back to what I was saying, okay? Let's look at the negative forms. We have more. So we have I do not, or you could say I don't. We could say you do not, or you don't, D-O-N-T. Okay, he, she, it does not. Okay, we're going to take does from up here. Does not. And when we have does not in the contracted form, we say doesn't. Okay, I'll write it. So he doesn't, she doesn't, it doesn't. Okay, and then we have we do not, or we don't. Okay, and then they do not, or they don't. Okay, again, I do, you do, he, she, it does, we do, they do. I do not, I don't. You do not, you don't. He does not, he doesn't. She does not, she doesn't. It does not, it doesn't. We do not, we don't. And they do not, they don't. All right, so now let's look at the examples to find out how we can form questions and respond in a negative or a positive way. So here's our questions here, and you can see we have the words do, don't, does, and doesn't. Question number 1, do you have a job? Okay, now a job, what is a job? A job is something that you do to earn money, right? So a teacher, you know, if you're a teacher, that is a job. If you are a policeman, that is a job. If you are a scientist, that is also a job. Okay, if you are a pilot, okay, that's a job. You fly the airplanes through the air. Okay, so the question is, do you have a job? Now, you can either say, yes, I do, or no, I don't. You can see here that we have the contracted form of no, I do not. No, I don't is more natural to say. We say, I don't. Okay, no, I don't. All right? Or you can say, no, I do not, if you want to use the full form. Next, we have number 2. Does he work today? Okay, does he work today? And you work at a job. So if you are a teacher, your job is teaching. Okay, and you work at a school, and you work Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 or 5 p.m. Okay, work. And then we also have the word today, meaning of this day. You know, you have 7 days in a week, and you have 365 days in a year, and today is the day that you are in. Like today is Monday, today is Tuesday, today is Saturday, today is Sunday, whatever day it is. Number 3, oh, and here it says, yes, he does, meaning yes, he does work today, okay? Or no, he doesn't, okay? Coming from the contracted form of does not. No, he doesn't. Okay, number 3, do they like Chinese food? They, okay, they meaning them over there. Plural, we're talking about 2, 3, 4, however many people. Okay, do they like Chinese food? Okay, and you can say yes, they do. Or you can say no, they don't. Or no, they do not. Okay, in English, we have the adjectives, which in this case the adjective is Chinese, and the adjective describes a noun. In this case, food is the noun. Okay, food is a thing. Food is what you eat. Okay, so you eat breakfast, you eat lunch, you eat dinner. So food is eggs, food is bread, food is sugar, food is spaghetti, food is lasagna, food is a salad. This is food, okay? So just remember that we put the adjective before the noun. Unlike in other, especially Romance languages like French and Spanish and Romanian, where oftentimes the adjective comes after the noun in those sorts of languages, but not in English, not in English. So as you can see in these examples, all you have to do is put the word do or does, any of these words, in the beginning of the sentence to make it a question. Okay, and when you have a question, you always have to put a question mark at the end. Okay, when you have a question. Okay, question mark, question mark, question mark. These are questions. So do, does, and doesn't. Okay, or do, does, doesn't, and don't. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and move on, guys. Now we're going to ask questions using the verb to be. And you remember with the verb to be, it's I am, or in the contracted form, you say I'm. You are, you're. He is, he's. She is, she's. It is, it's. We are, we're. They are, they're. In the negative forms, we have I am not, I'm not. You are not, you're not. He is not, he's not. She is not, she's not. It is not, it's not. We are not, we're not. And they are not, they're not. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the examples. We're going to use the words am, are, and is. Again, we're making questions. Number one, am I rich? Meaning, do I have a lot of money? Rich is when you have lots and lots of money. Okay, like you have $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. You have a lot of money if you're rich. Am I rich? And as a response, you can say, yes, I am. Or you could say, no, I'm not. Okay, number two, are you poor? You could say, poor, what does poor mean? Well, rich is when you have a lot of money. Okay, poor is when you have no money. Okay, poor is when you have zero money. Okay, poor, you have no money. So you could say, are you poor? You're asking a question. You're asking somebody if they are poor or not. And so they're going to respond, yes, I am. Or they are going to say, no, I'm not. I'm not poor. All right, so you can respond either way, yes, I am, or no, I'm not. Number three, is she friendly? Friendly means somebody who makes friends very easily. Somebody who probably has a lot of friends, who is always polite, respectful. Is she friendly? You can say, yes, she is. Or you could say, no, she's not. She is not friendly. She is mean, okay? If you're not friendly, then the opposite of friendly would be mean. I'll write it here. M-E-A-N, mean, okay? So you could say, is she friendly? Yes, she is. Or you could say, no, she's not. She is mean. Okay? All right, let's move on to number 4. You're asking another question to somebody. Is this your house? Right? Is this your house here? Like, are we at your house? Is this your house? And that person responds, yes, it is. Or they say, no, it's not. It's not my house. Okay? Now, look here. We have your. Okay, your is a possessive adjective, and we're going to look at possessive adjectives and also possessive pronouns, not in this lesson, but in the next lesson. Okay? And just remember, when you are saying a positive statement like yes I am, yes I am, yes she is, yes it is, you have to say in the full form. You cannot say yes I'm, or yes I'm, yes she's, or yes it's. You cannot say that. Say it in the full form, just like right here, the full form, not the abbreviated forms, not the shortened forms. You say yes I am, yes she is, and yes it is. All right? So, as you guys can see, it's pretty easy and straightforward. I want to point out that when you're also using the negative form, you can use either the full form or the shortened form, whereas if it's positive, you can only use the full form. Okay? Now we're going to look at the words is there and are there. Okay, so is there something or are there something? Okay, we'll look at these ones. Number 1, is there a bathroom? Okay, is there a bathroom? Sometimes you'll hear the word restroom. Okay, you'll hear restroom. Is there a restroom? Okay, is there a restroom? Is there a bathroom? Okay, and you could say yes, there is. Or you could say, no, there is not. Now, there's a couple ways of saying it in the negative form. For example, you could say, no, there is not. There is no bathroom. There isn't a bathroom. Or you could say, no, there isn't. Or you could say, no, there's not. Okay, so there's 3 ways to do it in the negative. No, there is not, which is the full form. And then here we have shortened forms. So you could say, no, there is not, no, there isn't, or no, there's not. Okay? Number 2, you are at a restaurant. Are there menus? Are there menus? And as a response, yes, there are. Okay? See how we use are here and are here? And up here we used is and is. Okay? Is. And you can say in the negative form, no, there are not. Or you could say, no, there aren't. Or you could say, Like up here, you could say, no, there's not. Okay? So you can do it however you want. Number 3 says, is there bad weather in Texas? Is there bad weather in Texas? Okay. Meaning, does it rain a lot in Texas? Does it snow? Is it windy a lot? Okay. Are there, tornadoes in Texas? You could say, is there bad weather in Texas? Yes, there is. No, there is not. Or no, there isn't. Or no, there's not. Number 4, are there taxis downtown? Okay, in America, especially in New York City, the taxis are yellow. Okay, you oftentimes see these in the movies, the yellow taxis, and people whistle, hey, hey, and the taxi comes, and then you get in the taxi and you go somewhere. Well, are there taxis downtown? You could say, yes, there are, or you could say, no, there are not, or you could say, no, there aren't, or you could say, no, there's not. Okay, so you choose how you want to say it. Again, these are the expressions is there and are there. This word here, bad, is like bad. Okay, and if you want to say G-O-O-D, okay, that's good, like really, really good. And weather is like rain, snow, wind, hail. Okay, and that's weather. All right, let's go ahead and move on. We're going to look at a new verb. This verb is the verb can. Okay, can. Sometimes people also say to be able to. That's also like a synonym of and. So can, to be able to. I can, I am able to, dot, 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 dot. Okay, so let's go ahead and conjugate. It conjugates the same in all of its forms, okay? And it's always followed by another verb. So if you have I can, you have to follow it with another verb. I can eat, I can go, I can sleep, I can, etc. Let's look at some examples of the conjugation. I can, for example, I can talk, or I can run, okay? I can run fast. You can sing, fa la 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 la. Okay, you can do whatever you want. You can dance. He can go, or she can eat. Okay, it can, right? It can work. You can use that. It can work. We can talk, right? We can talk to each other. They can, you've got to say, they can make, right? They can make a cake, or they can make this or that. Okay, they can, we can, etc. Now let's look at some examples here. Number 1 says, it's a question. Can I run fast? And the answer would be, yes, you can, or no, you cannot, or no, you can't. Sometimes this is written like this instead of cannot, as in one word and another word. Sometimes people write it like no, you cannot, as one word. Okay, so you'll see it in the other examples too. Can you talk slowly? Right? Slowly means, for example, I can talk really, really, really fast, or I can talk very slowly. Okay, so you can understand me better. Can you talk slowly? Oftentimes this is a good expression when you're talking to an English speaker and maybe they talk too fast. I know for me, for example, if I go to Ireland or if I go to Scotland, I'm always asking people, can you talk slowly? Because sometimes they speak so fast I cannot understand, and I speak English as my native language. Can you talk slowly? You could say, can you walk slowly? So this is walking fast. You know, you're going fast, or you can walk slowly like an old person. He can go to England. Okay, can he go to England? Sorry, can he go to England? Yes, he can, or no, he cannot, or no, he can't. And remember, we can put cannot here like this as one word, also here as one word. Oftentimes you'll see it like that. Number 4, can we make a cake? Okay, so we have we can. Can we make a cake? Like a birthday cake or a wedding cake, or a cake is usually made for a celebration, right? So can we make a cake? Yes, we can, or no, we cannot, or no, we can't. Again, we'll put it in one word. Okay, so you can have one word right here, or you can have it in 2 words, okay? So 1, 2, or you can have 1. And then finally we have number 5. Can they think clearly, right? Can they think clearly in their heads? They have clear thoughts? Yes, they can, or you could say, no, they cannot, or no, they can't. Again, we can have 2 words, as in 1, 2, or you can have 1 word, as in cannot, okay? 1 word in this case. All right, guys? So that's it. When you want to ask questions using is there and are there, and we have the verbs to do and to be. And remember, when you want to ask questions, you use do, don't, does, and doesn't, and am, are, is at the beginning of your sentences, followed by question marks. Okay, so guys, that's it. I hope it wasn't too complicated for you in this lesson. Keep up the good work and make sure to like and subscribe to these videos if this is something that you enjoy and you're learning a lot. Well, that's it for this lesson, and I hope to see you in the next lesson, okay? See you later. Bye.